Hi, I'm Jen of All Trades, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about more astrology. It's like my favorite subject ever, and today we're actually going to be talking about Pisces. So, Pisces is a very odd sign. People don't really know what to think when you say, oh, I'm a Pisces, because mysterious is the word for y'all. So, and that's really the perfect word, mysterious. And that's why a lot of people are like, I think they're sensitive. I think they're spiritual. I think Pisces are kind of like dark, maybe mystical. Yeah, all those things apply. So it's that they don't really know what to say because y'all are mysterious, is what it is. So, Pisces can range from February around the 20th, 21st to March around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Because February is so short, it really just depends on which book you're looking at. So, right around mid-Feb to mid-March, just saying. Your duality is feminine, which means you are self-contained and strong internally. Your triplicity, your element, is water, which means you are emotional and intuitive. And those words are extra applicable to Pisces. Your quality is mutable, and that means that your quadruplicity, and it means you're flexible, versatile, and adaptable. So, very emotional, but also very open to change, which is really cool. I think you're like the only sign in the zodiac that's like that. So, your most likable trait is compassion. That's a big thing with you guys. You are sensitive and compassionate, empathetic, and just really receptive to the people around you. You're intuitive and emotional, like I said before, and you really get strong feelings a lot, and you learn to trust those. You're imaginative, romantic, receptive, and impressionable. That's a big one we'll talk about. Mystical, that's like the key word when it comes to Pisces, and adaptable and changeable. So all of those traits all of your like quadruplicity, triplicity, duality, those really are telling for you guys about your personality, more so than any other sign, because all the words I said in the beginning are the ones I just said right now. So, yeah, you guys are very influenced by the stars, but also by more than that. So, you are the sign of dreams and mysticism. You kind of have this half in the real world, half in the spiritual world ness about you. You kind of half exist here and half exist in this dream world that you have, which is a lot of it's a big part of that whole imaginative and creative and all of those aspects. It's because you live in this spiritual creative space pretty much all the time. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're there, and that's part of why you're so mysterious. People can't figure you out, and it's because you're in two places at once. So you kind of have a link to the spirit world that other signs don't tend to have, according to astrology. This feeling, you have a feeling and you trust it. Your intuition is something that you trust, and people would be very smart to trust your intuition. If you have a hunch, that is something other people should go, hey, Pisces has a hunch. We should probably follow that hunch, because you just have this way of sensing and knowing what's happening around you. You can see deeply into the human psyche. So it's not just knowing what's happening around you. It's knowing what's happening within your own psyche, but also what's happening with other people's. You can kind of really figure out what people really mean. You can also get it very wrong. You do have the tendency to see things that aren't there sometimes, because you do so much exist in this creative and imaginative and spiritual world that you like making up stories. And sometimes your brain can tell you, oh, this is happening, and we should do something about it. When really it's not actually happening. You're just overreading the things that are happening around you and seeing too much into them. We will actually talk about that in a little bit as well. This is part of that. You feel things before you know them. You have intuition. You have a hunch. You feel things before you know them is a good thing. It is also a very bad thing because you tend to act on your feelings before you get the full story. That is a very Pisces trait. You can feel something so deeply and so intensely that you just act on it. And it doesn't matter whether it was true in everyone's point of view or not. You just act on it because you feel so strongly. Your feelings are rarely wrong, but they can be. So that's just something to watch out for when you get all of your intuition and all of your I think this is happening. It would do a Pisces very well to get 7 sides of the story before making a decision on how to act on it when you maybe have a little bit of doubt in that intuition. That's the other thing. You guys are very influenced by the people around you and the things around you. That comes with sensing everything, being able to go, oh, well, I definitely am reading into this and I can see this and I feel this happening before it's really going to happen. That comes with being very influenced by the people around you. So not to say that if you hang out with somebody that likes football, suddenly you're going to like football. Or you hang out with somebody that hates football and suddenly you're going to hate football. That's not what I mean. You have the tendency to be influenced by other people's wants, by other people's needs, by other people's opinions. Not on something like football or anything, but you tend to be easily swayed when somebody tells you, oh, that doesn't look good on you. Their opinion really matters to you, and you really think about how that makes you feel, and then you start seeing, oh, well, this person looked at me funny, so that must be because this really doesn't look good at me, because you're really aware of what's happening around you. So that's just something to be aware of. Also, just making sure that your own feelings are authentically you and not the feelings that you're picking up from other people around you. You're very empathetic. A Pisces is the empath of the zodiac, so making sure that your feeling is your own and not just something that you're picking up from somebody else is a good self-reflection to do as a Pisces. You're also very sympathetic, though. Friends in need, animals that are hurt, children that just need love and affection for a minute, they find a beautiful home with you for just a moment. Everyone feels taken care of and understood when they're around a Pisces, because a Pisces is very sympathetic, empathetic, and kind of just a place where feelings are okay. You're open to feeling. You're very happy to share feelings with other people. Just try to make sure at the end of that you know which ones were yours and which ones were somebody else's. Some negatives. There's always negatives and positives. You're impractical because you base everything on feeling, because you feel things so deeply and you feel things from everywhere. You can be pretty impractical. You can make decisions on the fly, and you can fall prey to overindulgence. That's an interesting one. I wasn't actually aware of that until recently when I started reading more about Pisces, because it's not one of those signs that I read about a lot, because I know a lot of Pisces, but a lot of them don't actually act like Pisces at all. So I never really needed to look into it. Overindulgence, that's more of a Libra trait, but as a Pisces, I get it. As a sign that is ruled by their feelings, if you feel like you want something, you will get it. You want to satisfy those feelings, and you want to feel happy, and you want to understand everything that's happening. So it's like, wow, I really want to feel happy, and I think buying this would make me happy, and so you buy that. And so overindulging in food, overindulging in shopping, overindulging in, for some people, even overindulging in exercise. It's just whatever you happen to find that gives you happiness, you tend to overindulge in it when your feelings get too much for you to handle. And escapism is a thing. Escapism is a big thing with Pisces, because you half exist in the real world and half exist in the spiritual, creative, imaginative world. You tend to escape to that world when the real world sucks. So I assume pretty much every Pisces in 2020 is kind of just living in a dream world and overindulging on things that make them happy, because you just want your feelings to be positive so badly that you will run away from anything that makes them negative. It can lead to addictive behavior. Like I said before, that overindulgence. You can become addicted to eating things that make you feel good, or you can become addicted to other things that are not good that could make you feel good. Or like, I'm not a Pisces, but I have quite the addiction to exercise. I love the endorphins that exercise gives me, to the point where if I'm injured, I need somebody to like literally like make me sit down and tell me, no, you may not exercise. So for me, it may sound like a super healthy thing for someone to overindulge in, but honestly, no, nothing is healthy to overindulge in, except maybe water. But even then. So just Pisces need to be careful that your escapism isn't creating more problems in the real world while you're off enjoying the spiritual realm and enjoying whatever is helping you get there with giving you a euphoric feeling. So just things to be aware of. You have the knack for picking the wrong companion. And this is part of that easily influenced by those around you. You can tend to surround yourself with people that you like the feelings that they give you, but they may not be the right people for you. And this happens with Pisces in relationships a lot, where you end up finding somebody that makes you so happy, but you don't think with your brain, you think with your heart. So your heart goes, oh, I love this. And then your brain's like, there are like 17 reasons why we shouldn't be with this person. And then you're like, that's okay. It's fine. They make me so happy. And so like, that tends to be a Pisces flaw, where you can just really pick the wrong people to be with, but just because the feelings that they give you. And then later on, when you start realizing those 17 things existed, you go, oh, and then the breakups, you guys feel them so hard. I think, honestly, water signs in the zodiac feel the most deeply, I think, and Pisces takes that really hard. Cancer at least has the outer shell to protect them. Scorpio takes it to a very like, well, I am going to get vengeance kind of place. Pisces just sits there and cries. Pisces just takes it all and doesn't know what to do with it. So what you guys do is escape from it because you can't handle the feelings. In order to be more able to exist in this world, Pisces really needs to develop and keep a positive self-image. It's just really important that a Pisces sees the good in themselves, so that when things around them tend to influence them in negative ways, you have your own sense of self that you can hold on to and use as like a shield against these feelings that you don't want. So developing a positive self-image is so important for a Pisces. It's important for everybody, but for a Pisces, it's paramount that you do that. Back to the impressionable and easily addicted to things, you can easily fall victim to making bad choices. And again, this goes back to that wanting to constantly be happy and escape the negativity of the real world. Making bad choices comes with that. You make choices based on your feelings. Pretty much every choice you make is based on your feelings. You would buy a house based on the way it made you feel when you walked in. You wouldn't necessarily care as much about the price or the location or how convenient it is. Those are things that like a Virgo and a Capricorn would look at. A Pisces goes, I feel really good vibes in this house. This house makes me happy. I want this one. And then your Virgo best friend is like, this only has 2 bedrooms. You said you wanted 4. It's clear across town and it's $300,000 over your budget. And you're like, yes, but it makes me feel good. And that's a Pisces. So making not the best choices based on your feelings is definitely a Pisces thing to watch out for. Self-undoing. This, I'm going to tell you a story. Pisces is actually, the video is going to be way longer than I expected. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I had a friend who was in a relationship, and she kept getting all these feelings from having dreams or just seeing what other people are seeing, and her significant other she assumed that this one other person was going to take her significant other from her. She said, no, I know that this person likes my boyfriend and she's going to take him away from me. And her boyfriend kept saying, like, no, I like you. I don't even like that person. What are you talking about? But she kept holding on to that and kept saying that and kept like, it affected the way she acted. Her feelings about that fear affected the way she treated him. It affected the way that she just kind of ran everything in her personal life. And fast forward about a year later, they broke up, and her boyfriend did end up a couple years later dating that person that she was so afraid was going to take him away. Why is this story relevant for Pisces? Because Pisces have a habit of self-undoing that never would have happened if she hadn't kept on about it and kept it present in his mind and her mind. And they would have been happy together if she had stayed present in the relationship and not constantly looked around for things that could ruin the relationship based on what she was seeing, what she was feeling. That was self-undoing. That was a self-fulfilled prophecy. She said, you're going to run away with this other person. He said, no, I'm not. And she said, yes, you are. And then later they broke up because of the strain that put on the relationship. Never mind that they eventually got together. Doesn't matter. But the strain on the relationship was because of the constant, no, I don't trust you. No, I don't trust her. Because of the feeling that Pisces got. And I'm not saying that Pisces did anything wrong. I'm just saying you guys are so in tune with your emotions and so ruled by them that sometimes you can undo everything you've built. You can unravel your entire life based on a feeling. So it's just something that Pisces need to be very careful of. Back to some good things. I don't know why I told that story, but back to some good things. You are imaginative, creative, one of the most creative signs in the entire zodiac, and you're addicted to make-believe. You love make-believe. Probably a lot of Pisces are cosplayers, anime fans, role-playing gamers. You love living a fantasy. You love pretending to be a fairy or a princess or a warrior or Spider-Man or whatever you want, and that's just part of who you are, just creative and just fun. You're also just a caring and devoted person, and that really comes with how deeply you feel things and that you feel them from everywhere. You don't just take everyone else's feelings and make it affect your decisions. You take everyone else's feelings and make that affect how you see them and how you interact with them. You go, oh no, I feel like you're hurt, and then you take care of them. So, as I said before, people find a comfort with Pisces that they don't get with other signs. So yeah, that is Pisces. This, I think, ended up being the longest video in the astrology series, which is crazy because it's one of the signs I know the least about, or I knew the least about, but yeah. So that's Pisces. You are the feelers of the zodiac and the mystical, escapist feelers of the world, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot to you guys, a lot more than people think. So, I forgot to say, the compatible signs for a Pisces are other water signs, people that understand what emotions can do to a person. So Scorpio, other Pisces, and Cancer, very compatible signs with Pisces. The signs that are not compatible are the ones that are not ruled by emotion at all. They're the thinkers of the zodiac. They're the ones that are standing next to you going, no, seriously, bad idea, brain. It's actually the air signs. You would think it'd be the practical earth signs, but it's actually the air signs because they are constantly, they're up in the clouds, but for a completely different reason, and emotions don't really come into play there. So it's Gemini. Wow, I keep thinking Sagittarius is an air sign on my first thought, and I don't know why. But anyway, it's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the three signs that are not as compatible. It can work. It absolutely can work. You're just not as compatible. That's all. But anyway, thank you guys for coming to my astrology talk. Pisces is one of my students was asking for this for weeks. It's like, when are you going to do Pisces? When are you going to do Pisces? And I'm like, after Aquarius. But I'm super glad I finally got to do it, and hopefully he's enjoying it. And yeah, subscribe please, because we have lots of fun content happening. I don't know if you guys saw the recent announcement, but a lot of this channel's content will be geared toward that. But also we have the podcast, we've got gaming content. We're trying to streamline what we're finally doing. Challenges, gaming, that other thing. I don't want to say it yet, but that other thing, and then podcasts. So subscribe, become a part of our safety scissors and duct tape thing, and hit the thumbs up button if you like astrology. Hit the thumbs up button if you're a Pisces. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in a video real soon.